Last question, man. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask this to you, but you're probably the person that gets the most amount of flack on Twitter.
Yeah, I might be the most hated man on Twitter.
So, and I'm not quite sure why. I think it's just, I think people just see you maybe as an easy target. I don't know, but you seem to handle it really well.
Really well, yeah.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think you get so much flack? And how are you able to handle it so well?
I think I get so much flack. Frankly, some of it's jealousy. I mean, I believed in Twitter. I was one of the first 5 journalists on Twitter. And I believed in Twitter, and Twitter became exactly what I thought it would become. I didn't get on Twitter originally to disseminate information. I got on Twitter because I was trying to get the secondary story, the business side of the original story, and I was just swimming in it. And it helped me get my information faster. But obviously then the dissemination and having a fan base that travels with you, especially someone who goes from ESPN to CNBC and back, and then to the Action Network. I think some of it's just jealousy and the fact that Twitter helped me become bigger. There's a lot of jealousy. But the thing is, I was kind of born into a world, and some of it I give credit to my parents, but I was built to battle every day and not let it affect me. I was a overweight kid, and I loved that people called me chunky because they called me something. And I was one of 20 kids with a nickname, and it's no matter what the nickname is, it's sure as hell better to have a nickname than not have a nickname.
Right.
And that's really where it was. Like, my goal in life and throughout life, and what defines my life, and hopefully I ingrain some of this in my children, is to be weird, to be different. There's some things that when I think about 5th grade, when everyone was collecting stickers, and I had 17 pages of fuzzy armadillos, and that was the only sticker I had. Yes, some of that is serial killerish, and you think, like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? But some of it was also like, I didn't have the eyes like, how did you like my armadillos? But like, part of it was just to be noticed and to be different. And I've marched to a different drummer my whole life. I'm very confident in what I say. I'm authentic to myself. When I was at ESPN, there was a question of, hey, you're really polarizing. Would you go on debate shows? And I said to them, well, I'll debate what I'm passionate about. I won't debate just to debate. And the funny thing is, like, they looked at me like I had 5 eyes. And it's like, no, I won't just debate. You take this side, you take this side. I just won't. Like, even if it means being on TV every day, yes, I only want to debate what I'm passionate about. And it's the same thing with Twitter. Like, when I say something that has, some sort of passion to it, it's because I believe in it. And that means if you make fun of me or believe a different way, I don't care. And so that's how it is. And so I think I've been blessed by that. I'll leave you with this. I think, as a personality, I think, the worst thing, especially today, is for people not to care about you, for you to be in the middle, for you to be that teleprompter reader, and I have people that love me and hate me. And I love both those people equally because they care about me.
I think the worst thing that I could do, or at least people that I care about, is not put yourself out there throughout life, and find out what you suck at, because once you find out what you suck at, then you don't have to do that anymore. And you're getting closer to that passion thing. And everybody talks about passion all the time. Gary Vee talks about all this kind of stuff, and it's kind of watered down almost to a little bit, but it's so accurate that once you find a passion about something, whether it's doing YouTube, whether it's doing business reporting, the money and everything else will follow. But your life gets tremendously better.
And if the money doesn't follow, it's okay too.
It doesn't matter because your life, your day-to-day life is so much better than when you had that job that was paying you more, but you had to work 9 to 5 and you missed your kid's soccer game.
I'll never forget. I had a girlfriend in high school, and her father came home every day miserable. He was making a ton of money as a lawyer. Sit on the couch, lay down, miserable, hated life, and it was like, you know what, you got to get that thing right. And for me, I knew I sucked at sports, but I love sports way too much. And that gave me an advantage because I knew before every kid in my middle school that I was not going to be a pro athlete. And that was my advantage. That was my advantage. I got
Right.
started earlier. I had a
Right.
magazine that I handed out at lunchtime that I sold for $1 in 8th grade because I was not going to play for the Yankees or the Mets. I knew it. But then also the part of it is like I love sports so much. I continued playing those sports even as I was sucking, which is the thing my wife cannot understand. She does not understand how I went to the most competitive sleepaway camp from a sports standpoint when I was horrible at sports. And to me, it's again that thing in my head like, I don't care. I'm in the game. The game's inside my own head. Like, if I miss a shot, if I get the ball, like, all I'm happy about is I'm in the game. It doesn't matter, you know? And, you know, when hopefully a long time when my life's dwindling down, I'd like to say that I was consistent about what I believed in, what I did, and that everything that happened in between my 2 years, I was always okay with because it's what I wanted to do, and no one else mattered. None of the noise mattered.
Keeping up with the Joneses is a hard life. I think that is one of the things that I'm so grateful for. And I think you can talk about this with business too, is uh, finding passion in sports for us guys, I think, is so lightning in a bottle, I think, and everybody's got their own different path. You've done, your business reporting. I've done sports memorabilia. Patrick's done tickets, I mean, there's just so many different avenues that people can go into. They don't have to play sports.
Yeah. I mean, I know I just wanted to be connected to it. And, the moments where, 2006 when Kobe Bryant asked for my phone number, some of these moments where it's just like, what, you know, it's pretty crazy. I think the last 10 years because of Twitter have been a little bit more exhausting, but it's amazing to think for me what the business of sports has become. And hopefully I'd like to think that I've been a part of making people think about the business of sports because of what I've put in their head in a pop-up video type of way when they're watching a game.
Well, you've got a computer in that head for business and sports stats for sure, Darren.